This is Miss Sebastian, and we're going to look at proportional relationships on Study Island. If Greg exceeds the regular limit on his monthly cell phone plan, his cell phone provider charges him according to the duration of the calls. The graph shows how these calls charged vary with the call duration. So what does the point 0.4 on the graph represent? So I know that this is my X and this is my Y. I know they're already labeled, but I like to lay it down there so that I can remind myself what it means. So my X value is always first, my Y value is always second. So I'm going to go over to 1 and up to 0.4 and put a dot. Okay, that's what I'm talking about here. So the 1 is the number of minutes. The 0.4 is the charge in dollars. So for 1 minute, I get a 40-cent charge. So the charge for each minute of a call is 40 cents. Okay, it's not for each call, it's for the number of minutes. That's why it can't be either of these. Okay, the diagram below shows the relationship between the number of kilograms of silver and the number of copper needed to make a tool. In the equations below, Y represents the amount of copper and X represents the kilograms of silver. Which equation below represents the proportional relationship in the diagram? So I see that I have 3 silvers and 4.5 copper bars in each thing. Okay, and I know it's a proportional relationship, so proportional relationship means that it goes through the origin. So if it goes through the origin, it can't have any of this plus or minus in my equation, so it can't be A or B right off the bat before I ever do any math. So it's either going to be one of these. And I notice that I'm trying to get to 1.5 somehow. This is my X, this is my Y. So I'm going to try to divide by a 3. Okay, and I did that because it's the lower number there. And 3 divided by 3 gives me just 1x, so I don't have to put 1 because sometimes math people are lazy and we don't write everything down. It's understood. And then 4.5 divided by 3 does give me 1.5 y's. So 1 bar of silver is equal to 1.5 bars of copper. So your answer is D. Which equation could be used to find the number of days in hours? So what I like to do here is, it's kind of hard for me to see, just some letters and say, okay, I can wiggle these around. I know that it's not going to be plus H because I know that there's 24 hours in a day, in one day. Okay, so what I like to do is I like to say, okay, what if I was looking at 10 days? How would I figure out how many hours that is? So I would say 10 days times 24, right? I would say the number of days, 10, times 24 equals the number of hours I have. Well, I don't see any of them over there that say D times 24. So what if I go about it backwards? What if I said I had 48 hours? I know that there are 24 hours in the day, so 48 divided by 24 would give me 2 days. Okay, here we go. So I'm going to take the number of hours divided by 24, because I know that's how many's in a day, equals the number of days. So we get A. When you get to one of these problems, if you get confused on it, think about it in terms of numbers instead of in terms of letters. And come up with a number, maybe 10 days or 48 hours, something like that, just so that you can see it in your head. This is one of your problems that showed up on Study Island. I wanted to kind of give you an idea of what it's going to look like. Now, they didn't actually give you a graph to do, but this way we can kind of just sketch one. Okay, and it's not going to be perfect. Okay, so we have a point at 2. I'm going to go to the right 2 and up 3. We've got a point at 3, 4.5, at 4, 6, and at 6, 9. Okay, and I can kind of draw that, but I want to keep going. I see that for each change in x, which is 1, the y is changing by 1.5. So I can go backwards and kind of do the same thing. I can change the x value 1 and change the y value 1.5. So 3 minus 1.5 is 1.5. And I can go back again. 1 minus 1 is 0. 1.5 minus 1.5 is 0. Oh, good. That means I am going to be at the origin. So I can draw my line. Okay, so this line that passes through the given coordinates represents the proportional relationship because it also passes through the origin. Great job. So A is our answer. Which of the following tables represents a proportional relationship? So all of these are going up consistently, but the biggest part of a proportional relationship is it passes through the origin. So what I want to do here is I want to add 2 more spots on our x and y. Okay, and I want to look at when x is 1 and 0. So it's going to go back. So like here, we do 5 to 4 is subtracting 1, subtracting 1, subtracting 1. So our y values need to follow the same type of pattern. So it subtracts 3, go from 12 to 9, 3 and 3. So when we subtract 3 more for 1, it becomes 0, and 3 more is negative 3. Ooh, this one doesn't go through the origin at 0, 0, so that can't be our answer. I'm going to do the same thing to B. Okay, we've got 0 and 1. Oh, but I don't need a 1 here because we have 8, 6. That subtracts 2, subtracts 2, subtracts 2. So I don't really need the 1 just because it wouldn't be listed on the table anyway. Let's see, we subtract 1, subtract 1, subtract 1. So if I subtract 1 more, I get 2. That doesn't go through the origin either. Let's try again. Okay, so I'm going to put, this one is counting by 2, so I only need 0. Okay, and it's going down 3, down 3, down 3. 3 minus 3 is 0. Ooh, this could be our winner, but let's check the last one. Okay, we're already at 1. Let's see. 10 to 7 is minus 3, minus 3, minus 3. Well, I could go down some more, but I already see that y is 0 right here. So it can't go through 0, 0 unless it wasn't a straight line. So that one's out. So your answer here is C, because it does go through 0, 0.